The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Today on DC News Now, a Fairfax woman fears Hamas took her family members hostage. Her emotional plea ahead.
And happy Wednesday, everyone. We are waking up to a very nice fall day out there, but things begin to change as we head into the end of the work week. So definitely keep it here. We'll have a check of that forecast coming up.
And a new pedestrian safety plan is trying to save lives in Maryland. What we know about it. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Elisa Gale filling in for Mark Hall. Happening now, the war between the Israeli Defense Force and Hamas is intensifying. Israel struck multiple neighborhoods on the Gaza Strip, and more than 100 people are reportedly being held hostage in Gaza right now, with at least 2,100 people believed to be dead in both Israel and Gaza, including at least 14 Americans. And Lebanon's national agency says Israeli shellings of southern Lebanese villages injured their civilians and damaged homes. Also, the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees telling the Associated Press that 9 of their staffers were killed in the multi-day strikes. Israel has stopped entry of food, fuel, and medicines into Gaza, and the sole remaining access from Egypt was shut down Tuesday after airstrikes hit their near the border crossing there. Joe Fetterman with the Associated Press has more.
So what we see now, and what we will see in the coming days, are shortages of food, of fuel, electricity, and so forth. You also see people fleeing their homes. Close to 10%, nearly 200,000 people, about 10% of Gaza's entire population have been displaced and forced to flee their homes.
And while many here in the DMV and across the U.S. have connections to Israel, some have family fighting for the country. We've learned more than 45 families in our area have children in the Israeli Defense Forces, or IDF as it's known. And amid the violence in Israel and Gaza, U.S. leaders are working to determine how many hostages Hamas has taken. Meanwhile, a woman from Fairfax County says she saw a video of her 12-year-old cousin in the hands of terrorists. Haley Milon covers Northern Virginia. She has the latest.
Abby Owen is from right here in Fairfax County, but now she lives in Tel Aviv with her family. She tells News Nation that on Saturday morning she awoke to the sound of sirens. She went on to check on all of her family members across Israel, and what unfolded was a nightmare.
Thought that it was the regular, run-of-the-mill war. We have family in the center, in the north, and the south, and so we all started speaking on WhatsApp. And we quickly understood that our family in Nir Oz, which is a kibbutz really, really close to Gaza, had been infiltrated by Hamas. And we were getting text messages that they were in the house and that they could hear gunfire and that they were scared for their lives.
Owen shares these WhatsApp messages, but her cousin stopped responding after a few hours.
But we do know that Hamas burned and slaughtered many, many people in the kibbutz.
And this video, she says, shows her 12-year-old cousin Erez in the hands of Hamas militants. Owen believes 5 of her family members are being held by the terrorist organization. Now, as Hamas threatens to execute hostages if Israeli airstrikes on the Gaza Strip continue, Owen is calling for diplomatic pressure in response.
Look, this is our 9/11. This is the never coming back from moment in Israel.
As she fears for her loved ones' lives, she shares this message.
Family, I want them to know that we love them and we're doing anything we can to get them safely returned. And to the kidnappers and to anyone else who can't understand this, I want them to think of their own family and think what that would be if they were in the hands of terrorists.
And Owen says that the kibbutz, or the community where her family lived, is now completely destroyed. In Fairfax County, I'm Haley Milon, DC News Now.
Haley, thank you. We'll continue tracking the latest on the conflict on air and online on our website right now, dcnewsnow.com. All right, turning outside, it's 12:04 on this Wednesday. Brittany, it has been chilly in the mornings, turned on that seat warmer today. What's it looking like for the rest of the lunch hour?
Yeah, this morning I had to crank up the heat when I was heading to work, but this afternoon it's going to be mild out there, really feeling like fall when you are stepping out the door. Here's a look at satellite and radar, kind of showing you the overall picture across the entire mid-Atlantic. We have a high pressure just off to to our south. That's going to continue to linger there, but overall we are seeing some sunshine across the DMV, but a few clouds will begin to roll in as we head into our evening tonight, and then we're also tracking a late weekend storm. So wind speeds right now, they're sustained up to about 9 miles per hour here in the nation's capital, shifting out of the north, which is ushering in some of that cooler air we're going to be seeing throughout your day today. Temperature wise, it really does feel like fall if you are stepping out for the lunch hour. 69 currently in the nation's capital, 71 as you head over there to Lexington Park, 62 there in Hagerstown, 59 there in Cumberland. So overall, it's going to be a beautiful afternoon. But think back to 24 hours ago. This time yesterday, we're actually a tad bit warmer now than we were. And honestly, temperatures will be on the mild side today. They're going to be in the lower 70s, which is right around average for this time of year. So if you are going to be stepping out for lunch, here is your lunchtime planner. By that 1 o'clock hour, still holding on to some blue skies. Could see a few light clouds here and there. 67 expected to be the outside temperature. Then we warm it up into the upper 60s as we head into that 3 o'clock. So definitely keep it here. We'll talk about that weekend forecast coming up.
All right, Brittany, thank you. And turning now to Maryland, where Montgomery County is one step closer to safer streets for pedestrians. The council unanimously voting to approve the planning board's pedestrian comprehensive plan. DC News Now's Lex Juarez is outside the building, the council building, with details on what's included.
The pedestrian master plan not only makes recommendations for physical things that can be done to roadways and sidewalks to make them safer, but it also pulls in the aspect of making sure that people feel safe when they're biking or walking throughout the county. Now, this plan has been in the works since 2019, with the planning committee working on it for those 4 years. Council just approved the plan on Tuesday. The main goals include growing a bigger pedestrian network in the county and making pedestrians more comfortable while walking or biking. This plan recommends building more sidewalks and building them quickly. It also requires new construction projects to build sidewalks in front of buildings and also update walk signal sequencing. People who regularly walk and bike throughout the county tell us they're glad the council is taking into account their perception of safety.
It's good to hear that they're taking some action in terms of trying to actually make a positive change in their community.
Now, this builds on the Safe Streets Act, which passed by the council last month in September, and it also just pulls the county one step closer to their Vision Zero goals, and that's to reach zero pedestrian deaths by 2030. In Rockville, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
Lex, thank you. Right now, Metro Bus is announcing plans for overnight service to start later this year. WMATA plans to provide 24/7 service on 13 bus lines in December. Right now, buses run every 30 minutes right after 9 p.m. before ending service at 2 in the morning. Under the new plan, service would run every 20 minutes after 9 p.m. The changes would start December 17th. You can find a list of specific routes impacted right now on our website, dcnewsnow.com. And while they roll out overnight service, Metro is also looking into a new security strategy. That strategy includes increased transit police presence on certain bus lines. Those include both uniformed and plainclothes ride-alongs there. It also includes more officers on midnight shifts and more overnight bus checks. Metro is still waiting for board approval to amend the 2024 budget. Also right now, the district this afternoon, the DC Board of Elections website is still down and receiving maintenance, but the board says it's safe to register to vote. The DC Board of Elections did confirm voter information was accessed during a web server breach. There are 3 ways you can register to vote: online, by mail, or in person at the DC Board of Elections offices. That's on Half Street in Southeast Washington. Officials say 600,000 lines of voter data was taken when the breach happened on last Thursday. The investigation into the hack continues at this hour. And turning now to Virginia, where the Attorney General is trying to stop the spread of misinformation among voters in the state immediately. This comes after several misleading voting information materials were distributed in several counties. Our Tosin Fakile joins us now with the latest on the AG's action.
The Office of the Attorney General, Jason Miyares, sent this cease and desist letter to a group called Virginia Voter Assistance, letting them know if they continue to distribute the voting misinformation material, it may result in criminal penalties, which could include Class 1 misdemeanor. Now, take a look at your screen. This is a sample of one of the flyers with false information that's circulating in Prince William County. Officials say the flyers and door hangers with voting misinformation have been seen in Loudoun, Prince William, and Fauquier counties in Virginia. And in Virginia AG's letter, it shows some of that misinformation says things like getting an absentee ballot may prevent the loss of government benefits, tax credits, and seizure of your personal assets. AG Miyare's office says the statements are patently false. The letter goes on to say, quote, "We ask that you immediately cease and desist from distributing any materials that contain such intimidating, threatening, or coercive information." Now, that letter also says the group spreading the misinformation has to confirm within 3 days they received the letter, or they could face criminal prosecution. Now, Virginia's AG office is stepping in on one voting issue in the state. Democratic lawmakers are calling for the U.S. Attorney General to take action on another voting issue in Virginia. They want the Justice Department to investigate the removal of eligible voters from the state's voter roll. Back to you.
All right, Jason, thank you. New at noon, former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan says he's considering casting his bid for the 2024 presidential election. Back in March, Hogan shot down the idea of seeking the Republican nomination, but also said he'd be open to running as a third-party candidate there. Now, Hogan is the national co-chairman of a group called No Labels. In August, Hogan said the group would be likely to launch an alternative to both President Biden and former President Trump. For now, Hogan says he's focused on helping the GOP following the removal of House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.